welcome back. Let's start this beautiful Monday morning episode on the 1st of March with this beautiful song. Just a young gun with a quick fuse. I was uptight, wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things and I won't leave my own life behind. Not a yes sir, not a follower. Fit the box, fit the mold. Have a seat in the foyer. Take a number. I was lightning before the thunder, thunder, thunder. To the thunder, thunder, thunder. To the thunder, thunder, feel the thunder, lightning, and the thunder, thunder, feel the thunder, lightning, and the thunder, thunder, thunder. Kids were laughing in my classes while I was scheming for the masses. Who do you think you are? Dreaming about being a big star. You say you are basic. You say you are easy. You are always riding in backseat. Now I'm smiling from the stage while you were clapping in the nosebleed. Thunder, 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 lightning, and the thunder, thunder, feel the thunder, thunder, lightning, and the thunder, thunder, lightning, and the thunder, thunder. Welcome back after the break. Human beings are a strange, a bizarre, and a species full of double standards and hypocrisies. Unless disaster strikes or there is a break in routine, we take things casually. For most of us, 2020 was a year of becoming sensitive. In fact, in contemporary times, at this very moment, we are as sensitive as the prick of a needle. The way we have become thin skinned, the way we get hurt over petty things, we have become petty little liars. Let's take this example. Responsible behavior, that is, responsible consumption, means avoiding unnecessary travel, less dependence on office space, and more on technology. Dependence on local food stores should be encouraged with adequate support. Let's look at each line carefully. Avoiding unnecessary travel. The question is, who or what defines unnecessary travel? What is unnecessary travel? For example, I travel once every 24 months. So it's not neither necessary nor unnecessary. For me, travel is travel. Whether I travel from my house to the mall or I travel from one country to the another, I will travel when I want to travel, how I want to travel. No one can tell me whether I should travel or not, apart from the restrictions put on by the law enforcement agencies, which is a different matter. But apart from all those things, in a nutshell, I will travel where I want to travel, when I want to travel, how I want to travel, whether it's 10 kilometers or 10,000 kilometers. It doesn't come as a part of responsible consumption. The responsible thing would be to travel, enjoy yourself, get rid of all technology, don't post your travel photos anywhere, not even if you take photos on your phone, no need to show it to people except for two or three people. And this transfers into more dependence, more on technology. And this is where human beings are a strange, bizarre, and a species of hypocrisy. On one hand, there is the fear of big tech. In fact, I question Why do we give these companies the name big tech? What is so big about pseudo media like Twitter, Facebook, Coup, or anybody? They are minor techs. If today all the 1 million plus people stop putting their ideas or stop using it for a day, these companies will crash. It's the other way around. We can control what we put on these companies' websites or whatever we may want to turn them as pseudo media. So, what is the fear? In fact, this dependence on technology is full of hypocrisy. On one hand, there is the fear of our data being stolen, as was the whole case with pseudo WhatsApp, that WhatsApp and its new settings and its new policy about our data being shared with other companies. We were fearful of that, and yet, despite that, even if we shift to another similar messenger, it doesn't mean that that particular messaging app will not take our data. It doesn't make a difference whether the app is of a foreign country or your own country. Their idea is to take your data and use it or misuse it as per their policy. It is irrelevant whether it's an Indian company or company from any other part of the world. That is irrelevant. Indian company doesn't mean that they care about their citizens. These companies don't care. So this dependence on technology is quite hypocritical and full of double standards. Let's take it further. Less dependent on office space. Who defines an office space? Office space is an empty room where you put computers, tables, and chairs, and there you put human beings who interact with each other either through messaging each other or through face-to-face conversation. Forget the idea of work from home. That doesn't come into this. What defines office? Why do we need to call a place office or work? Work from home itself is a misnomer. But that's how people are looking at it. So let's go with what the hypocrites want. Let's take it further. Technology and innovation have to be adopted to increase resource efficiency and reduce wastage. Let's look at the important terms technology and innovation. So, are we trying to say that 50, 60 years ago there was no technology? In fact, the foolishness of the people in the 1950s, 60s, which meant that they were using diesel trains, diesel vehicles, and all the talk about pollution. In fact, yes, the 50s, 60s, 70s, up to some extent 80s are also responsible for all the pollution nonsense talk today. Let's not get too excited about pollution or technology and innovation. What defines technology? Technology is not using your smartphone or using artificial intelligence. That is not technology. Technology has to be more than that. But dependence on technology, let me give you an example. I switch off my digital devices for 3 to 4 hours in the evening, and I don't even miss what's happening in the world of pseudo media or if any event has taken place, because I know I will read it next day in the newspaper, whether it's an electronic newspaper or a physical newspaper. So let's not get too excited about mundane things such as technology and innovation. But let's take a small break. Welcome back after the break. Let's talk more about responsible consumption. For example, we all have laptops, computers, mobile phones, or dumb smartphones. And to use them, we need to charge them. Whether it's a desktop, laptop, or any other device, they have to be charged either directly, that is, a desktop is charged using the electricity, or the laptop has to be charged once the battery goes down. For that, we need electricity. For electricity, what do we need? We need resources. And those resources, that whether it's hydro energy, solar energy, coal, they are also limited. Yes, technology is good, but technology is consuming that. I have to switch on lights in my room at 11 a.m. on a bright sunny morning shows how much dependent we are on technology, how much the artificial light taking effect in a life has gone from one step to the other. So let's not get too excited about mundane things such as
It's
technology
10:30.
and innovation, because that is pure hogwash. And then on one hand, there is the question of dependence on technology. Technology will solve everything. Of course, why not? It will solve everything. But then, on the other hand, there is the fear that if we put our information out there in the cloud, in our Google Drives, in our OneDrives, and if our email gets hacked, that fear is there. Our data may be misused. So it's a dilemma. What is the solution? Keep hard copies of everything. That is the solution. But keeping hard copy means using paper. Using paper means cutting trees. Cutting trees means adding to pollution. So therefore, people foolishly think that if we stop print taking printouts, we are saving and we are becoming eco-friendly. Well, I think that is absolute hogwash. There is no proof of that. Having a hard copy of things does not mean that we are wasting trees. It's how you use the paper. We have heard the term, the three R's: reuse, recycle, and one more R, which I will let my and reduce my listeners take a note of. So let's not get too excited that using technology means we are reducing eco, adding to the trees. No, even for that, we need even the computer that is built is, I rather have, computer is important, no one is questioning that, but between taking a break from the computer and reading a book on the computer or offline, I would rather read the physical book. Why? Because I can sit back in my room, relax, and read a book. For the computer, I have to sit upright on my laptop or on my desktop, stare into the white light, scroll, and make my hands tired. It doesn't help. Yes, ebooks are, in a way, they save space in your house. Well, then create a space in your house. Don't be so foolish. Create a space. I'd rather read a physical book than an ebook. I have tried reading ebooks, but it's very difficult to scroll, and after a while, you just become bored. Why? Because you can't be sitting on your computer all the time. Remember, technology also brings other issues. If I'm sitting on my computer or on my laptop or staring at my phone, it will affect my back, my neck, my eyes, my hands. Then there has to be some kind of a balance. So take a break. Those who work from home, from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m., just switch off your phones. Even if your boss calls you, tell him, I'm not working, I'm taking a break. Yes, it's radical, but just take a break. And now let's take a break. welcome back after the break. Let's continue this talk about responsible consumption. The motto should be to cut wastage and not cost. For me, they are both dependent on each other. If you cut wastage, you cut cost. If you supply substandard products, means you are cutting on using the resources, then you are cutting on costs. So cutting wastage and not cutting cost doesn't make sense. If you cut cost and you want to cut wastage, or the other way around, both work. And as far as consumption of food is concerned, let's not talk about eating small or eating minimal. This minimal consumption, this minimal usage of things, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't mean that you eat a lot, but let not someone else tell you how much to eat, what to eat. Your stomach knows, your brain knows how much it can consume. Consume that. If you don't want to consume, don't consume that. But don't get too carried away by such frivolities, because these things are going to be temporary. All this responsible consumption, all this dependence on technology, if we are to go by the movie Terminator, where dependence on technology only backfired, because it will backfire. Maybe machines will never become intelligent enough to fight back. Maybe my computer won't switch off on its own unless it's a laptop and its battery runs out. For example, your phone battery is at 60% and you're out of your home. Don't use your phone. Don't check your updates on pseudo media after every 5 seconds. That way you can save on your phone battery. That is cutting wastage. Otherwise, you will have to charge your phone. That consumes electricity. I think 60, you don't need to charge your phone at 60%, and especially if you are at home. If you are at home and your battery is between 45 to 60% or 70%, you don't have to charge your phone. I have been using my phone nearly 6 years. Yes, my phone may have become old, but even if I have to buy a new phone, I have to transfer all data. And even if that becomes a possibility, and what do I do with my old phone? I can't just sell it off, because there would be some data in the phone. It could be misused, because people do that. You don't know who can do that, whether it's an Indian company or any other company. So what do I do with that phone which is not being used, which I have discarded? It will become part of electronic waste. Even if I purge my phone, I clean my phone of all data, photos, texts, emails, links, whatever it is, and I sell my phone, it may become part of e-waste, and that's the fear. And then why do I need to change my phone? My phone is working perfectly. It doesn't slow down. The battery level is good. I don't face problems in call drops. My phone is working perfectly because I use my phone smartly. My phone is not smart, but I use my phone smartly. I use my desktop, laptops smartly. I don't overload them. I don't switch them off for 12 hours a day, and then they overheat and then they wither away. That, if you can do that, if you're smart enough, then you can use that particular technology for more. And what's wrong? My laptop is working perfectly, my desktop is working perfectly. Why do I need to change? Then even if I change, what do I do with my old computer? Where does it go? Even if I purge all data, as I do in the phone, where that is irresponsible, because it will be lying in a corner. It will take up space, and the whole debate is about space, which is a luxury, space which is no longer a luxury. So this debate makes no sense, and that's the way I go about things. Let's take a small break. Welcome back after the break. In this whole conversation about being responsible, about substandard, and reducing wastage, let's talk about one more substandard debate which has risen up about the pitch. Remember, cricket is the only sport in which the athlete's skills are 5% and external conditions influence the game 95%. Means the pitch conditions, the weather conditions, the ball, the color of the ball, the swing, the seam, everything else, the outfield, the grass, whether there is grass on the pitch or whether it's a bald pitch, these things influence the sport more than any other thing as far as this bizarre sport is concerned. And while one of the Indian athletes, Ashwin, said that what is a good pitch, who defines it, and he was being critical and harsh towards the pseudo experts. And I agree with this. I don't mind if he's being harsh. Yes, he should be harsh. He should answer back. But I will also add to this, and I will only say one thing to all the pseudo experts who think as if they are some kind of omniscient people, omnipotent, as if they say something, people will start listening to them. I have only one sentence, one phrase for these pseudo experts. नाच न जाने आंगन टेढ़ा, बंदर क्या जाने अदरक का स्वाद और राई का पहाड़ बनाना, which means making a mountain out of a molehill. It's a very small thing. Yes, the match got over in 2 days. Whether it's the skill of the players or the external conditions, which I said are 95%, that's debatable, but these three phases suit them. Once again, बंदर क्या जाने अदरक का स्वाद, नाच ना जाने आंगन टेढ़ा और राई का पहाड़ बनाना. Let's take a short break. Welcome back after the break. Let's read from Sherlock Holmes, the Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle, The Adventures of Silver Blaze. Surely I met you in Plymouth at a garden party some little time ago, Mrs. Straker, said Holmes. No, sir, you are mistaken. Dear me, why I could have sworn to it. You wore a costume of dove-colored silk with ostrich feather trimming. I never had such a dress, sir, answered the lady. Ah, that quite settles it, said Holmes, and with an apology he followed the inspector outside. A short walk across the moor took us to the hollow in which the body had been found. At the brink of it was the furze bush upon which the coat had been hung. There was no wind that night, I understand, said Holmes. None but very heavy rain. In that case, the overcoat was not blown against the furze bushes but placed there. Welcome back after the break. Yes, it was laid across the bush. You fill me with interest. I perceive that the ground has been trampled upon a good deal. No doubt many feet have been here since Monday night. A piece of matting has been laid here at the side, and we have all stood upon that. And this ends episode number 332 on the 1st of March 2021.
For more awesome content, tune into the next episode of the weekly show.